All right, where's this team's confidence right now?
It's high right now. I think after what we went through with the Houston series, and that was our biggest test probably to date. Just knowing how tough it was all the way through Game 7, through you know the second half there to try to claw our way back into it. Missing Andre's tough, especially at this stage. So. All things considered, to get back to our fourth finals with the up and down roller coaster we've been on this year, it was a sigh of relief, and I think very, very confident going into this environment with our familiarity here, and obviously with Cleveland, and ready to get going.
I mean, there are times your team looked like it could flatten the earth. It was playing so well, and then there were times, I'm trying to think of the nice way to put this. You guys looked disorganized, sloppy, unfocused. Are these good adjectives? Am I using the right words?
That's pretty good. I think throughout the regular season you can use all of those for sure. I think during the playoffs it's just every year is different, and right. Teams have been scouting us for a year, trying to figure out if they saw us in the playoffs, what it would take to beat us, being the defending champs, and that takes a different ring when you show up the next year trying to repeat. And Houston, they're a great team that did some things that we struggled with at times and had to figure it out, and we obviously did. But it's tough to win a championship. We say it every year. I think we're motivated. I think our hearts and minds are in the right place, and our intentions are there. Just sometimes the execution lagged a little bit. But,
I mean, I don't know what your coach said to you. Steve Kerr went on TV after the first quarter of the Game
saw
7.
Yeah.
He said, "This is worst basketball we've ever played."
I saw that. That's basically all he needed to say. Just thinking about, just a moment. And we're all human. I think we felt a little bit of the Game 7 atmosphere, and just knowing our own expectations for ourselves to get back to a finals. Being on the road and all that, it took us a while just to figure it out. And champions, whether it's the easy way or a hard way, you figure out a way to get it done, and that's what we did.
It is amazing because every time you guys come out, whether it's a whole game that isn't quite you look like yourselves, or a quarter or a half, you come right back and look so dominant. Is that a switch flip that people talk about, or is it something more complicated than that? What is that?
I've tried to so many different times to try to explain it. I don't know if I've succeeded yet, but most of it is just the character guys that we have on our team. We never really get down or get defeated. Mm-hmm. If you go into the locker room down 10, 11, down 16, whatever it is, we always feel like we can get back into it. And whether it happens or not, I think that confidence helps us more times than not. So. Our job in this final series is to not let it, dig ourselves a hole in that first quarter, second quarter, whatever it is, and just be ready to play from the jump.
These third quarters of games have been ridiculous. What is going on at halftime?
I don't know. Just you got so much built up adrenaline. If you're not executing right, you kind of just got to settle down. I think maybe going to the locker room, just hearing the right voices, coach saying what he needs to say, some of the players talking up. You kind of just take a deep breath, come back out.
I mean, you in particular, are you eating something at halftime?
I wish there was a secret sauce or anything. It's just a lot of us, I talked about like the endurance and the physical, the physicality of a playoff game, being able to sustain that for 48 minutes. That helps us, and I think that's helped me consistently in the third quarters to come out fresh and know that eventually, most teams wear down as the game goes on. Hopefully, I can, keep my level of intensity going, and things will, turn my way.
I looked it up. You guys have played more than 400 games since the beginning of the 2015 season. You somehow have to do that, and yet make these 4, 5, 6, 7 games that you're playing during these NBA finals so important in that sea of hundreds and hundreds of games. How big a challenge is that?
I mean, it is tough, and I guess I'd say humans are kind of fickle when it comes to how your emotions can kind of get the best of you, and you got to just find the right mental space and motivation to get up and get yourself, ready and locked in. And I think for us, we we've gone through a lot in those 400 games, and things have changed, and we've played well, we haven't, we did with injuries, we've had a full squad, like all sorts of things. So I think being in the finals is a time to just hit the reset button and be like, all right, all that stuff has happened, it's made us who we are, that's great, now we can just, it's a seven game season basically. Give it all you got, go win a ring, I should say.
Let's talk about the particulars of these games. What does it feel to keep getting to the finals, which is amazing, and yet every time you step on the court, there is LeBron James?
So I don't know what a finals is without seeing Cleveland, without seeing LeBron. So I think there's that sense of familiarity. It helps us, but he's unbelievable. I think what all's gone into us getting here 4 times, to have double that, and that's what he's done. It's pretty special. We hope to get the best of him in this series, and that's what we're going to try to do. But there's a true appreciation for what he's been able to accomplish and how he's dominated the Eastern Conference for 8 straight years, and that him walking into the finals is kind of like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. So
Andre Iguodala out with a bone bruise for Game 1 at least. What changes?
Did they say that?
They did.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know.
It's official. What changes for you guys when Andre can't play?
I mean, our rotations changed because our starting lineup, we figure out who that 5th guy is. And then from there, Andre just fills so many different holes for us as the game goes on both ends of the floor and with our rotation. He's such a playmaker, so we got to, again, do it by committee, understand that Kevon Looney, Jordan Bell, Nick Young, in this series probably JaVale McGee are going to be huge factors for us. And defensively, our versatility needs to stay there without Andre, because he does so much on that end to guard different positions, make timely plays, and turn that into easy offense for us. So those young guys get an opportunity, and that's going to be fun.
I know you're right in the middle of the NBA Finals, but I know you have a phone. I know you know some other things going on around the league. When you guys heard about what's been going on in Philadelphia and the Twitter burner accounts and everything, what was the conversation between you guys or to your GM or anything like that?
I'm sure shock is kind of the word that rings true. I walked up to Bob Myers and told him I need to confiscate all his phones and double check and make sure he's straight. But nah, you want to make sure the NBA is a safe place for everybody when it comes to just making sure everybody has the right intention. So we'll see how that plays out, but definitely interesting.
You feel good about your guy, though?
Feel good about my guy. My
right.
guy's good.
Okay.